Well, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Welcome. How are we all? Good. Fantastic. Lovely to see you all. Welcome to Real Estate Riches. For the next 5 Wednesday nights, we'll be sharing with you some key information that will assist you with growing your wealth. Remember for the right class? Yes? All the wealth creators? My name is Stan Contos. I'll be sharing with you each evening some of the mindset strategies that you require in order to succeed in real estate. And then Amanda will be doing the majority of the evening. We'll also have some special guests that will be coming to share their specialised knowledge with you. But before I do so, I'd like you to introduce yourself to the person next to you. Just say your first name, and 3 key things you want to learn in the next 5 weeks. 3 key things, minimum 3. Okay, so I'll come back in 2 minutes. Everybody found a buddy? Yes? Fantastic. Okay. Let's, I'll begin just sharing some of the mindset strategies, the mindset thought process that you will require. And I'll share a few of them each night. And by the end of 5 nights, we'll cover about 18 different mindset strategies at least. So let's begin with some of the things that we need to let you know. First, a disclaimer. We're not financial advisors, obviously. We are educators, which means we teach you strategies that we use. And hopefully then you can go and create the same success that we have. But if you want to know some specific advice for yourself, I mean, you're welcome to ask us. However, we may not know everything about you in terms of your taxable income, your current debts, your current obligations, your budget. So it really is something you need to run past your accountant. But we can let you know about a particular strategy and how you can go about it. Is that okay? Yeah. We're educators. Now, the power of your mind. The power of your mind, how do you think yourself to riches? Because you need to have the right thought processes. I remember many years ago, well over a decade ago now, pretty close to 15 years, when I was doing the same thing you guys are doing. I'll be going to seminars and courses. I'll be going to Adelaide, I'll be going to Sydney, interstate, doing many courses. And it was interesting because whenever I finished that course, I had already done the mindset stuff for myself. For me, do a course means do it and just go and do it, right? However, I remember running into a gentleman called Tony in one of the courses, and we do the seminar together. And he, would meet up because he's from Adelaide. I'd run into him and I'd be going, I did this, and he'd go, well, I haven't done it. Why? And he goes, oh, it's not the right time, is it? I'm there, yeah, every time's the right time. Well, what if interest rates go up? What if unemployment goes up? What if the bubble bursts? What if all these what ifs? And I'm there, well, there's only one way you're going to make wealth, and that's to get in the game and just do it. It's not going to happen if you sit around the sideline accumulating knowledge. So mindset for me was something that was ingrained in me. All I needed was to learn the strategies, and I can do that in anything because I have a can-do attitude. So it's a matter of just go learning the stuff, and I just do it. It doesn't phase me. Does that make sense? So it's very important for you to have the right mindset as well as the little strategies here. So the power of your mind, when you think yourself to riches, is very apt. There's a book that I'd like to recommend everyone to eventually get. Many of you would have this, yeah? Who's got this book? Think Grow Rich? Yeah. Before I understood this book, they say that 1 in 1,000 people ever understand it by reading it once. I had to read it about 6 times before I got it. And even then, I would read a chapter a week for something like 2 years. I read a chapter every week and until I got it, because it is a profound book. Once you get it, you really get it. It's like, now I know how people think that create wealth. So please get that book and read it many times, not just once. And when you do, you will get it. You will really understand what it's about. I'm going to explain some of the principles over the next 5 weeks. So there's 4 principles I'm going to share tonight on mindset. Develop definiteness of purpose, which is the power of goals. Desire, which is the starting point of all achievement. Using the mastermind principle, and specialised knowledge. These are the 4 key things I'm going to share with you. And each evening I'll share 4 key things. So let's begin with developing definiteness of purpose. What does that mean? Definiteness of purpose. It means you've got to have a definite major goal, right? You've got to have something that you really want to achieve. And you've got to focus in order to achieve it. I'll give you an example. there's no use saying, I just want to create more wealth, I want to have more money. If you want to have more money, here's 5 cents. You got to be very specific. I want to be generating X amount of dollars per month, or I want to have a portfolio of X million or X number of properties, or I want to have a passive income source of so much every month, etc. You've got to be very definite when it comes to your goals, when it comes to property, to develop a definiteness of purpose. So begin thinking about that. You've got to, by the end of tonight, I would like you to know exactly what you're going to achieve over the next 12 months, over the next 5 years, over the next 10 years. Warren Buffett always thinks in 10-year lots. Now, you will always overestimate what you can achieve in a year, and you will underestimate what you can achieve in 10 years. Okay? So you've got to start thinking 10-year lots. You've got to break it down eventually to 1 year at a time. And so, the next thing is when you have this goal, and hopefully it's a stretch goal for you, you've got to then induce others to help you. And induce means you've got to win their cooperation. Because you alone can do it, but you cannot do it alone. No one has ever achieved great success or great worth alone. It never happens. And so, I'm going to talk about the mastermind principle in another slide, but essentially, you've got to develop some key people around you who are going to work with you and assist you to succeed. And in doing so, they're going to receive some benefits as well, whether it's monetary benefits or sharing the profits. Mental attitude, PMA. What does that mean? You know what PMA means? Positive mental attitude. Yes, you must have a positive mental attitude. And this is something that is like a muscle. The more you exercise this muscle, the stronger it gets. And so it will take lots of practice. You're going to need to learn what language to use, which stimulates your emotions. There are certain words that create good emotions. There are certain words that create bad emotions. You're going to have to be very aware of your language. You're going to have to be very aware of your thoughts. You're going to have to be very aware even of the questions you ask. What can I do to turn this around? How can I create more profit? Not why me? Why did I stuff up? Okay? You've got to become very good at activating your mind to have a PMA, because you're going to require it. There are many times in property where things may not go to plan. You know, expenses, Robin's laughing, expenses may go up, may increase unexpectedly because you missed something, or the market, the bottom may fall out of the market, and it's not a good time for you to sell your property because the market is not there. You risk losing a chunk of your wealth, so you need to carry it, etc. So you need to have a PMA. You need to have a positive mental attitude to be able to go through all the tough periods that are going to come up in the quest for wealth. Because wealth may be simple, because you can learn how to make it more simple, but it's not easy. Okay? There's quite a difference, simple, not easy. So PMA, very important. How do we develop PMA? We've got to do things that take control of our minds. Say we've got to hang around positive people. We've got to make sure that we exercise and keep our body chemistry right, endorphins and kephalins. We've got to ensure we read the right books, watch the right programs, spend time meditation, go to nature. There's lots of ways of keeping this PMA going. We've got to have a number of strategies, not just one, but many strategies in place that keeps our mind positive. I've always got inspirational music in my car. I play 1 or 2 tracks to change my mind. Then I put my strategic CDs on to listen to the information. And my mind's going to go into a different plane to be able to absorb the information. Does that make sense? So you've got to know how to use your mind, right? And you've got to stay in this positive mental attitude space as much as you can. I asked myself the question it's now nearly 20 years ago. I was working in a small business, and I asked the question at the end of the week, how much of my time this week have I been positive? And the answer was 40%. And I made a decision at that day that I would master my mind and make sure I got as close as possible to 100%. And so today, and for many years, in the last at least 10 or 15 years, I have been at consistent 95% every week plus. Okay? And that takes a lot of practice, right? So you've got to have PMA if you want to succeed. And the last thing is do whatever it takes. I call it FINAL. Failure is not an option. Failure is not an option. It must never be an option. You've got to persist. You've got to try different things until you succeed. You must never, never, never give up. Okay? Winston Churchill said those famous words, didn't he? Never, never, never give up. And he turned the world war around. And so, develop definiteness of purpose. You've got to have a major goal. The next thing that you must have is a desire. Desire is the starting point of all achievements. What do I mean by desire? It's like a burning desire. You've got to have a reason to want it. Now that reason may be because you want to go and travel. That reason may be because you want to send your kids to a private school. That reason may be because you want to impress your wife or your husband. That reason, whatever it is, you want to get that sports car. That reason, that contribution, help a charity, whatever it is, or more, or all of those. But you've got to have desire. If you don't have desire for wealth, you will not create it. You must have desire. Bless you. What do I mean by desire? I had to complete some work yesterday. It's been one of those very busy weeks. I got up at 2:30 in the morning to finish what I needed to finish, to 4 in the morning, then go back to bed. That's like do whatever it takes. There is no limit. If I have to sleep 3 or 4 hours, get up and do 2 hours work, then go back to bed, that's what I'll do. Okay? I will get up early in the morning if I have to. I'll go to bed late at night. It's irrelevant what I need to do. There's no limitation. Okay? So desire for wealth is developed through having a very, very strong reason why you want it. Okay? Sometimes the reason is to avoid pain from the past because of poverty. Right? That's a good reason. That's fine. If that's what it takes, if that makes you drive yourself, fine. But always have some pleasure as well linked to the desire. The pleasure for whatever, for travel or material things or contribution or whatever it is. So we must also have a self-talk formula. What do I mean by that? I'll read you one of the best self-talk formulas I've found, and that's on page 36 of Think and Grow Rich. And it says, you must have these steps. And this book was actually written by Napoleon Hill when he interviewed Andrew Carnegie for a whole weekend. Andrew Carnegie, at the time, was the wealthiest man in the world. And he gave 2 days of his time on a weekend to explain his process of wealth to Napoleon Hill. And the condition was that Napoleon Hill had to spend the rest of his life teaching him. Okay? For nothing. Okay, but Napoleon Hill knew that, I'll do this for him for nothing, because I'm not going to make wealth, I'm going to learn all his secrets anyway. So I'll be happy to teach you for nothing. So, and I'll just read these. You'll get these whenever you purchase the book. Now, by the way, we don't have the book here, tonight, so you'll have to find a way to get it. First, fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. It's not sufficient merely to say, I want plenty of money. Be definite. Okay? Second, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. So first was know exactly how much money you want. Second was determine exactly what you intend to give, what the service you're going to provide in return for the money. There's no such thing as something for nothing, guys. Right? Third, establish a definite date when you intend to have this money. Fourth, create a definite plan for carrying out and begin at once. Do not wait another month, do not wait another year, you begin tonight. You begin your plan. That's it. You decide what you're going to do and you start. Fifth, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Name the limit, the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return and describe clearly the plan, how you're going to accumulate it. And sixth, read your written statement aloud twice a day, one before retiring at night and one early in the morning. And as you read it, see, feel and believe yourself already having the money. I did this process every morning, every night for I don't know how many years. I still remember it. On the 1st of July 2010, I will have my possession, all my money. I will do this by pharmacy, real estate, shares, speaking, coaching. I had it worked out, like it was just drummed in my subconscious. By a certain date, I'll have so much money and I'll be doing this. This is the service I'm going to give, and I'll be attracting more money. Does that make sense? Right? So you need to have that, as silly as it may seem, you need to program your subconscious mind. And so you need to speak to yourself as if it's happened. And I was speaking to myself all the time as if it happened. There was no doubt it was going to happen. Yeah? So the statement's going to have the exact amount of money you require, the time, what you're going to do for it, the time you're going to receive it, the service you're going to give to the community, and you just do that twice a day. Every day. Now this comes from what the wealthiest man in the world did. Andrew Carnegie. This twice a day, every day, for years. Yeah? And you will learn more when you get that book. So, I want to give you an example as in a story about desire. desire, this is the feeling when you have desire for wealth, right? This is the feeling. Imagine you're on a boat, you're on a ship, and the captain says to you, let's go on this boat and let's go to that island and conquer and take over the island, right? So everyone gets off the ship onto these little boats, and everyone starts rowing towards the island. Now, as they're rowing towards the island, as they're getting close, you look behind, and the captain of the ship has just put the ship alight, right? He just started a fire on the ship. And you're looking forward, and on the island is 1,000 natives coming up with spears. And now what do? You've got to make it happen. You do not have a choice. You can't go back, the ship's alight. You've got to go on land, and now you've got to take over the island. And that's the feeling you've got to get, that do whatever it takes, back's against the wall, I'm going to make this happen feeling. Make sense? That's the feeling. And if you study Richard Branson, who's read Richard Branson's books? When did he create the most wealth? When his back was against the wall. He had no choice but to succeed. Right? However, most people that get in that situation where they have no choice get into fear and retreat and give up. Right? You don't want that. You want to have courage, fight, let's just do it. Right? Let's just make it happen. I ain't failing. We're going to make this happen. Make sense? So you've got to have that level of desire inside you to create wealth. It's not going to happen in your comfort zone. Right? If you think you're going to be comfortable and create all this money, forget it. It just ain't going to happen. It's going to happen outside your comfort zone, where you're going to have to face fear and go through your terror barrier and uncertainty and just keep pushing until you make it happen. Okay? That's where all the results are. That's where all the passion is. It's outside your comfort zone. No one's ever become wealthy inside their comfort zone. Now, the third thing I want to talk about is the mastermind principle. Has everyone heard of the concept of mastermind? Yes. Yeah? It's one of the most powerful things you will ever create around you that will help you create wealth. One of the most powerful things. A mastermind definition is 2 or more people. It could be 10, could be 20, could be 50 people. Right? Andrew Carnegie had 50 people. 2 or more people operating together in a spirit of harmony for the same goal. Right? 2 or more people operating together in a spirit of harmony for the same goal. Every single one of those words is important. That definition, 2 or more, spirit of harmony, same goal, right? Very important. I'll explain why. He found this definition. Andrew Carnegie, the wealthiest man in the world, they asked him, how did you find this secret to creating wealth, where you need to have a team of people around you? And he goes, I found the Bible. Jesus had 12 people. All right, one was a bit defunct, but there's 11 good ones. There's 11 good ones in there, right? He goes, and they created the biggest change in the world ever as a team. Okay, that's why he goes and discovered it. That's why I realised it was. And so, the secret to success is having a team of people. Now, what actually happens when you've got this, at least 2 people together, what actually happens, this third psychic phase appears. Now, let me explain. When one person is by himself, he's got a problem, he can rationalise it, and sometimes he just can't find a solution, right? But as soon as we're together with another person, and they get along really well, a solution appears. Somebody gets a solution. They go, what do I do this? Who's experienced that? Amazing, absolutely amazing. And so what actually happens, you've got 2 or more people working together in the spirit of harmony, is solutions come to problems, and new ideas come of how to make more money. Okay? So one of the most powerful things in business is having the right people together. And you might have, there's 2 of you, 3 of you, 5 of you, it's irrelevant how many there is. But the secret is you must be in harmony. If Andrew Carnegie had a rule, if anybody ever came out of harmony with him, and they couldn't get along, they would be asked to leave. Right? And quickly. Right? Over the years, I've had many business interests with lots of different partners. And there's been situations, and once, where I've had to quickly exit a partner because it's out of harmony with me and it was going to cause damage. So I got my checkbook and said, what do you want? Bam, take it, go. Right? You have to, because if that person stayed, it would have been virus. Make sense? So you've got to have complete harmony. It's like a marriage with the people that partner with you. And so that's called the third beam, which is a psychic phase. Something happens when you're with a person you're in harmony with. The answers come. And the law of attraction if you want to bring wealth into your life, you've got to become a person that's at peace, that's got a PMA, that works in masterminds, and you begin to attract it. Okay? You actually attract opportunities into your life. The next thing is a specialized knowledge, right? I want to give you a definition first of what being educated is. I used to think educated when I finished uni was having a degree. I used to think educated was getting A's. But that ain't education. That's just memorizing and knowing how to recite things. Education is, for me, is two things. The development of my mind, so I can acquire anything I want without violating the rights of others. Right? And the other thing for education means knowing how I can get knowledge when I need it, so I can organise that knowledge and plans into action. Right? Make sense? That to me is what education is about. And education comes from the word educo. Educo means to develop from within, the Latin word, educo. Right? It's from within. So a fully educated person is a person who's developed themselves, has developed themselves both personally and spiritually, internally. Right? That's an educated person. Now, it's not how much you know, but who you know. That is true. You do not need to know everything. Henry Ford is a great example of, we've heard the story of Henry Ford? When there was a bunch of journalists trying to criticise him and ask him ridiculous questions like, what's the capital of, some obscure country, and who invented this? And eventually he goes, just stop it, this is ridiculous. Because they were, the journalists wanted to make him look stupid. And so he goes, I don't need to know that stuff. All I need to do is press a button on my desk, and I can bring someone into this office, and they will tell you the answer. That's all I need to know. I just need to know the people, right? And it's very true. So it's not how much you know, but who you know. Now you can get specialised knowledge in library, in books, on the internet, Google it. But the most powerful way you can get specialised knowledge is having smart people around you. And one of those smart people are going to come up tonight. Joe, property specialist accountant. So you need to have people like that in your life, right? Part of your team, because they're the people you go to when you're doing a property deal to get advice. Okay. Is there any questions on those first few principles of mindset and how we need to think? Any questions at all? There is no such thing as a silly question. Okay? Every question is a good question. I always say to my son, he asked me a question today, was that a silly question? No, it wasn't. Every question is a good question. It's something to do with the share market. He's investing in some other shares. I teach my kids maybe from 13 to start investing in the share market. So I told them by 21 you'll be self-sufficient. You're making a passive income, having your own wealth portfolio, and self-supportive. I'll give you all the education. And I like that. So any questions at all? Okay, are we all good? Okay, so each evening I'll share with you some key mindset strategies. I want you to go home and reflect on them and study them, as well as learning the actual strategies that Armando and the specialists are going to share with you as well. Now, I'd like to introduce you to Armando. Armando is the key presenter in this program. He's the most inspirational man. I haven't known too many people. You're 30, Armando. You're 30 or 31? 31, 2 kids. I first met Armando in his late 20s, and he had a number of properties, a number of property deals, and had a successful business, and happily married. Now he's got 2 kids, and working hard as ever, bringing up a family as well. So can I ask you to please put your hands together for Armando?
Guys, food is a little bit different on the first evening. I'll introduce myself a little bit better later on. But Joe's my accountant and tax advisor. Every time that I have a property deal, I sit down with Joe, we throw the numbers up on the whiteboard, and we do some masterminding on what this deal is potentially going to profit, and how good the deal may or may not be. So Joe's been, as I said, a great mentor of mine. A little later on, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Normally we'll have the guest speaker come on at around 7:30. So as I said, this evening we're doing a subtle change. So you've got the workbooks. I think it's on page 13 that you've got your blank pages. It is page 13. So page 13, blank page, I want you to fill it up with what you're going to hear from Joe now. Joe, if I can get you to come up and everybody can give Joe a round of applause. Mike, can you just introduce yourself and tell people? Yeah, I'll grab it.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joe Mastrantoni. I'm a Principal Director of Gem Tax and Gem Loan Services. My background is predominantly I'm an accountant with a finance broker diploma as well, so I can help in both areas. I've got extensive experience in the building game, in property as well as in investments and developments. Myself personally, I've done commercial developments, warehousing. With my father, we've also done other developments over our time. So I've got an extensive experience in all facets of property. What I'll go through tonight is probably two different areas. Property, you can either be an investor or a developer, and you need to work out which one you want to be. An investor predominantly is somebody that buys a property, keeps it for a while, and relies on the growth of the property. A developer is somebody that finds a piece of dirt and basically realises an opportunity, knocks down the property, builds 2 units, 2 homettes, and does a site, knocks down the property, maybe sell it as land. So I'll talk about all the tax benefits, the tax implications of those properties. I'll just wait for my slide to start and we'll take it from there. Basically, once you're ready to go, if you're going to become an investor or a developer, you need to work out what structure you're going to have. The most simplistic structure is, of course, the individual, which is just be myself. And then after the other type of structures is a partnership. It can be either with your wife, a friend, a cousin, and you can take it that way. Then you start to get, not so much complex, the diverse, you can form a trust. And what a trust allows you to do, allows you to split your income once you receive a profit. So if you have a development whereby you've made $100,000, you're able to split that profit 50-50 with your wife, 70-30 with your children, amongst your family members predominantly. So that gives you that flexibility, how to split your profits. A company is whereby it makes a profit and pays just a flat rate of 30%. Okay? And then you're a self-managed super fund, which is a growth area. In a self-managed super fund, a no-no is you can't be a developer in a self-managed super fund. So that's out. So predominantly, this is just an investment vehicle which pays a flat rate of 15% and then once it goes to the pension phase, after the age of 60, it can be tax-free. So you really got to work out which of these structures suits you once you get started. Okay. The other thing is, well, in an individual partnership, you probably heard of the word negative gearing. You can negative gear and receive the benefits in your individual name if you're a salary wage earner. Whereby in a trust, if it makes a loss, that loss gets trapped inside the trust itself. In a company, once again, if it does make a loss, it gets trapped within the company. Okay? Negative gearing. For some people, negative gearing, if you want to buy an investment, negative gearing is great for your high income earners. Okay? So if you're earning above $80,000, you start to pay 37 cents in the dollar. So basically, if this property made a loss of $10,000, you'll pick up a $3,700 refund. Positive gearing are better for a low-income earner. So let's say you find a property and you want to be an investment, it's at Daveron Park, for example, it's making a $5,000 profit a year, and I'm the breadwinner, I'm earning $100,000, well, I can buy it in my name, my wife doesn't work, I can predominantly buy it in her name. Okay? Because my wife can earn up to $20,000 tax-free, she doesn't pay tax on it. If I'm earning $100,000 and this property is positive, which is making $5,000 a year profit, above $80,000, I'm paying 39 cents on the dollar. On that profit, I've lost predominantly 40%. So 40% of $5,000 is $2,000 in tax. If I have this property in my wife's name, it's tax-free. Partnership, basically, you split your profits. If the property is positive geared, make $5,000, 2.5 for the wife, 2.5 for me. Okay? So negative geared, same thing. She made a $5,000 loss. She received $2,500 tax deduction in her return. I received a $2,500 tax deduction in my return. The trust creates also a great asset protection. I'm an accountant. I run a business. And if you're running a business, I'll predominantly have the business just in your individual name, in your name of the trust. Have all your profits, have all your properties in the name of the trust, and make sure that your wife's the director of that trust if it's a corporate trustee. So one partner should have all the property, the other partner should be running all the businesses. Okay? So if I do something wrong, you come after me, I haven't got any assets under my name. Okay? All the assets are under my wife's name, they're protecting her. You're just trying to put, in other words, you're putting on a bulletproof vest in front of you. You're just trying to stop all the blows. Okay? So it's important, so you can use trust as a asset protection vehicle. Also with a trust, you also pick up a 50% discount. What it means is, let's say you've got an investment, you've bought it for 200,000, you've kept it for over 12 months, just realise it's gained 300,000, you've made a $100,000 profit. Because it's in a trust, you pick up a 50% discount. So you only have to pay tax on $50,000. The government gives you $50,000 off. Okay? 50% off. Remember, that contract or that property ownership is the day you purchase it, the day you sign the contract, of purchase, and when you sell it. Okay, so it doesn't have one settlement date to settlement date. It's the day you purchase the property, when you sign the contract out. Also, this 50% discount is available for individuals and partnerships as well. Once again, as I explained before, you have income splitting. A trust allows if you do make a profit of $10,000, I'm earning $100,000, the wife isn't working, I can split the whole $10,000 to her. It's a great vehicle to allow you to split that profit whichever way you want. If you do a development, or if you have a rental profit, property profit, same rules apply. If you own a property, it's going to be negative geared, and you want to do asset protection, you can't negative gear in a trust. So what it means is basically this trust, when you move forward, let's say it's a property, it's earning rental income, it's earning $20,000 a year in income, its expenses, which include depreciation of property, which includes council rates, interest, and let's, I want to make up a figure here, it's $30,000. You've made a loss of $10,000. In other words, you've made a loss. This $10,000 loss cannot be distributed out to the individuals. So you won't pick up, let's say you're an individual and you're working, let's say you're working at Holmes, earning $70,000 a year. You cannot, if it's in the trust, this will be trapped in the trust. I will not pick up a tax deduction in my name. So this person will lose $3,250, which is in the trust. What happens, this loss will get tracked and it moves on to the next year. Remains in the trust, let's say it makes another loss, same scenario, accumulates another $10,000 worth of losses. What it's done now, we've got that year, it's carried forward there, we've got 2015, so this is 14 financial year, we've accumulated $20,000. And this will keep on accumulating until this trust starts making a profit, and then you start writing it off that profit. Okay? So just be careful of the vehicle that you choose with the top investment you're doing. There is an exception to every rule. So if you are self-employed in this room and you are running your business through a trust, you have to make a special election. And what happens there is that you might have a trust and you're a plumber, okay? And your business is a successful business. And your plumbing business may be earning, let's say, $100,000 a year, okay? Of which you naturally distribute that money, and let's say just husband and wife team, you say, I'll give 50 to myself, 50 to the wife. But if you've got a property that's made a loss in a trust over here, we can then just knock off $10,000 over here. So one trust to another trust, you can write off that $10,000, so that's gone. But you need to be having a trust. Not everybody has that scenario. Maybe one of this person in this room. Okay? Predominantly everybody be a same wage earner, so just be careful. Company, growth developments. Okay? Just pay a flat 30% tax rate. I'll quickly show you the tax rates, so it gives you a better indication what I'm talking about. In Australia, we don't pay any tax for the first $18,200. Okay? So the first $18,000 we don't pay any tax. Then from $80,000 to $37,000, we pay 19 cents on the dollar. So basically, anything above $18,000, below $37,000, we pay 19 cents. Then from $37,000 to $80,000, we pay 32.5 cents on the dollar. Okay? So from 37 to 80, in this area only, we pay 32 cents on the dollar, 32.5. And then from 80 to 180, we pay 37 cents. And then above 180, we pay 45 cents. Okay? So if I've got a good job and I'm earning $100,000, let's say, and I'm doing a development, and this development's going to realise me a $100,000 profit, I'll put it in a company. Because a company just pays a flat rate of 30%. Okay? So all of a sudden, I've made $100,000, I know I've got to give Tony out and his mates $30,000. If I put this property in my name, I'm earning 100, 80,000 will be paid at 37 cents, and 20,000 will be paid at 45 cents. So I've paid an extra 7 cents on $80,000, and I've paid an extra 15% on $20,000. So you need to work out your tax structure before you do the development. It's critical, guys. Good question, Mark. Self-managed super funds. As I discussed before, it's just an investment vehicle. Okay? You see that development side, you want to knock it down, build 2 units, make $100,000, forget about the self-managed super fund, guys. Don't even put it in your brain. Okay? Self-managed super fund, you can borrow to purchase, you cannot borrow to build. Okay? So it's an established building. Okay? Self-managed super funds can only borrow, they're restricted in their borrowing capacity as well. So you can't cross-securitise properties. Okay? So if you do have a property, and let's say we find a property at Paralawi, we like it, $300,000. Traditionally they lend about up to 80%. We need to put a 20% deposit. So there's $60,000. We borrow $240,000. Okay? This $240,000 can only be securitised against that property. In years to come, we do really, really well. We've helped this property. We have no loan. And we say, okay, we want to borrow buy another property at Paralawi again, but now they're worth $400,000 these days. You cannot cross-securitise a loan. You cannot say, I'm going to use this equity to put against this property here. It's a no-no in self-managed super funds. Pretty old-fashioned rules. One loan, one house. One loan, one house. Clear? It's trendy now. You hear a lot more about it. In the years to come, it's probably a new negative gearing word. Self-managed super fund. Positive gearing. I'll give you a scenario. I find a property, $200,000. I collect $250 a week in rent. I've earned $13,000. I've got a great deal with Bank SA, fixed for 3 years at 479. My water rates, council rates. It's costing me $12,500. This property's positive. Remember, the tax scale, if you're married, make sure you put it in your wife's name. If she's not working, put it in a trust. The moral of the story is, guys, put it in the lowest income earner. Okay? Don't put in the income earner at the time.
Yes, that works out for de factos as well as that.
Yeah. Any relationship. Okay? Male or female. Negative gearing. Same scenario. This time you bought something for $450, earning just under $20,000 a year. Your expenses are $26,000. You made a loss of $7,000. I've included Medicare, which has changed for this year. Remember, first 18,200, 80 to 37, 37 to 80. This client here is hovering around about $65,000. So basically, it's 32.5 cents plus the Medicare in that case. His income will drop by $7,000. So his income will go from 65 down to, what does that make it? 58. Okay? Should pick up a refund around about $2,393. Okay? old or new, guys. If this property is new, you can depreciate the property. So if you decide to buy something new and invest it, you can depreciate the actual building for 40 years at 2.5% per annum. So for every year you own that property, we pick up a $5,000 deduction on it as well. Okay? Then you can depreciate accessories. And I'm talking about light fittings, carpets, hot water service systems, stove tops, ovens, alarm systems, roller doors, motors, all that type of stuff. So that's only a paper deduction. What I mean, you don't have to physically pay for that tax deduction. So you pick up another $7,500 worth of tax deduction. So all of a sudden, that loss plus that depreciation, you can claim $14,500. If you're earning 65, your refund's gone from 2,300 to almost $5,000. Okay? The difference between new and old. Okay? There's advantages and disadvantages of new and old. What you tend to find with old, small home, big block. Okay? So there's maintenance issue, but there's a potential of doing something with that block. You can chop it up or develop it down the track. With new, you do pick up the better refund. What you tend to find is small block, big home, it is what it is. That development potential is less. You know what I mean? So you need to work out what you're going to do with that property. Alright? That's up to your decision. Like I said before, old is new, large blocks, subdividable, high maintenance. Okay? New, the depreciation, low maintenance. It is what it is. Okay? Then you have land tax issues. You might become an investor that's going to accumulate a lot of properties. Be careful of the land tax, guys. Goodbye, man. Land tax is just on land, not on the whole property. If you look at the chart, it goes up pretty quickly. You're exempt for the first round of $16,000. Go to $400,000 worth of land value, and up to $420,000. Remember, your principal home residence is exempt. It doesn't come into it. Goes up to $500,000, $920,000. Hit a million up to $9,500. You've got $2 million worth of land value. Given the state government, plus $50,000 a year. Yes?
So land tax is retained within the self-managed super fund?
Land tax it goes per entity. I'll talk about it now.
Okay, so in
No.
that case, yeah.
Alright?
And it's only the value of the land, it's not the building, is it?
No, land. That's what's called land tax.
And that's based on the council rates.
No, that's land and building.
That's not the answer. Right, yes it
The
is.
council values land and building.
Yes.
So remember, for every entity that you have, I'm an entity. So if I have 4 properties, and each land value, not land and building, is worth $400,000, I've got 1.6 million. Where am I on this chart? It's about $30,000. Okay? But then, I had a good accountant, he gave me some pretty good advice. His name's Joe. He goes, look Joe, when you do this, when you've got one in your wife's name, she's got the skirt on, you buy one in a trust, for that trust 1, and then we put another one trust 2. So over here I was paying $30,000, but now I've got 4 properties with 4 different entities. What do you pay for 1,420? By 1680. Alright. Just said myself $29,000 roughly. A year. Yeah. Jay won't be happy with it. Yeah?
Well, just a question with trusts.
Yeah?
You can't have a trust and be the trustee as well, can you?
You can
You
be
have
the
somebody else.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
But
Individual.
can it be yours, your trust, if you're the trustee?
Yeah. I recommend you to be the trustee of the trust.
Well, totally.
I want you to control